There you go.
Oh, I see a little red button.
Yeah,
That's good.
Dr. Fred DiDomenico, Chiropractic United. I'm here flying solo without my partner, Joe Ferrantelli. However, we got a great guest that Dr. Paul Reed, man, well, we've known each other for years, and
yep.
kind of almost grew up. It seems
right.
Kind of almost grew up together.
Time goes way too stinking fast. I will agree. We will come to an agreement on that. It is nuts. I'm like, how have I been doing this long?
Yeah, well, you've always had great principle, great drive, great passion. You've always been a great leader, had a big practice. I always been into corrective care and doing the best and delivering the best in chiropractic. Now you've done so many things in the profession. You're speaking all over the profession. You put together ChiroFest, I don't even know how many years, but it's growing significantly every year.
Yep.
Working with Life West and doing so many things. It's great to be friends with such a great leader. And
well, thanks, brother. No, thanks, brother. It's good to hang out. And, like you said, our relationship we've had for a decade, at least, maybe, Fred, something like that, or more. I think. I can't even remember. Probably more, because it was back overseas. Yeah, so it's been 15 years maybe.
Yeah.
But it's just nuts how fast time goes. And, it's good. It's good. So thanks for having me on. I'm bummed Joe's not here.
Yeah.
What the heck? What the heck, Joe?
Started out with Deed and Joe and I. Deed bailed out a long time ago. Joe's kind of fading, so I'm taking over a little bit. Well, you've been on here at least once before. And,
yeah.
Just so people, just about everybody knows your name, but just so people knows the man behind the purpose and the mission. How'd you get into chiropractic? Let's go through a little bit of a timeline.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to undo the cobwebs. No, nah, man. I had my first adjustment. I was 13 years old. And it wasn't until I was well into my chiropractic career when I was hanging out with Dr. Schiffman, and he talks about how the adjustment connects man, the physical, with man, the spiritual, and I had that aha moment. I 13, got adjusted, cleared me out, literally got up off the table and said, I'm going to do that when I grow up. And, did my sports thing through, high school and college, and continued to get adjusted consistently and regularly through that. And I think, chiropractic helped me excel in, playing in the Pac-10, forever ago. Yeah, man, that was my first experience. And, met my wife the next year as a freshman, and at the time didn't know I'd marry her or be a chiropractor, but we were talking, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I'm going to be a chiropractor. And
so what brought you when you were 13? Like, you had that epiphany?
Yeah, I was wrestling. So really competitive wrestler, wrestled throughout the nation, and I was actually at a camp wrestling a college guy, and bigger, stronger. Obviously, I was trying to, man up and jack my back up, wrestling him. But Dad took me. It was the chiro my dad was seeing. Of all techniques, it was a toughness technique, right?
Yeah.
Right? And literally, I like got a saying from him. I'm like, I'm going to do that. It was just that spiritual, like, doing that's where you're supposed to be. And I've never looked back. Kept that chart or that path to where I'm at. So.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the quick fast forward timeline. So, but
right.
There's a lot of people, man, that have great stories, but that, they still struggle in practice. And you came out and, man, you built big practices. Made big impacts in your community. What was that principle and purpose that you felt inside that made you go out and do such great things?
Man, I think, I think it comes back to, and I heard this on stage from somebody forever ago, but serving something bigger than yourself. Yes, I knew I was supposed to be a chiropractor, but it's the chiropractic's for my community, and knowing and understanding and believing that every man, woman, and child should be under some sort of chiropractic care. And I think just carrying that passion, that purpose and intent from day one just led me to, stay up late, get up early, and do the things that other people don't want to do, right? There's really no difference between the successful person and the unsuccessful person other than more work and more hustle and more determination. I wouldn't say that I'm any more skilled than anybody. I just might have a little more stubbornness and determination in my soul to make me keep going.
Well, it's also, I don't know if it's stubbornness and determination, but man, you have a passion for something and you won't quit until you get off. You won't get off it until you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, 110%. You're exactly right.
Yeah, man. I mean, you could call it determination, or you could just call it just friggin' purpose, and you're not afraid of pain, of course, being a wrestler.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
In fact,
Bring
you
more.
probably kind of like it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, I got a little of that in me. I don't mind a little bit of hurt. So,
Kind of a motivator.
right? Pain is a good motivator. That's for darn sure. What do they say? The pain of discipline is better than the pain of regret, and maybe I kind of roll with that a little bit, where it's, just commit and go and don't look back. So.
I kind of know from myself too, that it's almost the pain. It's like, which pain is greater? The pain of not doing it is greater than anything you have to do. The pain of not fulfilling the purpose is 1,000 times greater than anything you got to go through in your comfort zone or discomfort zone.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's no more bigger pain than laying your head down at night and go, I should have, right? Or I could have, I could have, or I should have. Well, then you freaking get your ass up and do it, right? So,
there's, such a great mind and consciousness and purpose, because there's little one-liners that come out of your mouth that people just blow by because you say them so casually. You say, and this is one of the things I always teach as well, you built your clinic for your community.
Yeah.
It's not yours.
Yeah. No. Yep.
Yeah. So people think, they're building their clinic, and then that's the sticking point. You're not building it for you. You're building it for the sick people in your community.
Yep.
And that's why you go beyond yourself. It's not yours.
Yeah. No, I'm just I from day one have always told my patients, hey, thanks, doc, for this. I'm like, listen, I'm the janitor, right? I'm just coming in and cleaning up the mess, allowing your body to do what God designed it to do, and getting out of the way. So I'm just, we're spinal janitors, right? We just clean up the mess, let the body do what it's created to do, and all else follows.
One, definitely another great one-liner there, because an attribute of great leaders and world changers is humility.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, very, spiritually evolved people have humility. So you had great practices. I mean, you're not going to say this, but you've been over 1,000 a week. I mean, that's, there's a small percentage of people who the 0.01% that actually do that, or can even attract that many people, is really a reflection of your consciousness and purpose. And then eventually, let's go along the timeline a little bit, man. At some point you say, okay, I've done this, I need to do something bigger. Yeah. And so talk about that.
Yeah. So two things. One for my community, knowing that we're limited by time and matter, right? Chiropractic principles. I can only bend over and adjust so many spines and help so many people. Now we have 5 clinics, all teaching the same principles, practice in the same style, delivering the same message. And really the mission is that, unfortunately there's no bad chiropractors. They're just wrong practicing chiropractors, not delivering what I think is the right message. And so the vision for that is to, carry that same passion and purpose through other docs, so that we can continue to serve the masses and play bigger in our communities. So that's where we're at with that.
Well, 5 clinics is definitely making a big impact, and I'm sure that, knowing you, they probably run like a machine, all 5 of them.
Yeah, well,
there's always a little bit of
there's always hiccups.
Yeah, but aside from that, then you started ChiroFest. So what was the impetus? And
Billy has shared this. I was, as you know, I was coaching with Best Brother, and we decided to dissolve that and not coach. And I knew I had more to give to our profession. And I went to the first Cal Jam. It ignited my passion for that. I was like, that's how I want to serve. So I grabbed Billy, pulled him aside at a separate seminar from Cal Jam. I'm like, hey man, let me do a Cal Jam North or something like that, 6 months separated from your gig. And he's like, Paul, it's in infancy and I want to build it up, and here's my vision, and go do your own thing. And I'm like, all right, cool. And so that's really how ChiroFest was birthed, man. This will be our seventh year. The first one, I can't remember if you were not, but the first one was in a patient's backyard in a tent.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was pouring down, bloody rain. We had kegs of beer in the back. We had a great time. But that's how it started. We're like, hey, let's go old school Lyceum. And that's why it was in the tent, and how we rolled with it that first year. And then I had, some other advanced doc spoke some life into me. Hey, Paul, if you really want to have a big impact, let's move this inside and get some people to help contribute. And yeah, man. So that's where we're at. So yeah, we've had 750, 800 the last couple of years. I think we'll hit 1,000 this year.
That's so awesome.
It's super exciting. Yeah, 20, mirroring so many seminars now. We have 22, 23 speakers over the 2 days that just come in and hit you hard and fast, get you fired up, excited with science, art, and philosophy. And yeah, so it's good.
So people don't even understand the amount of energy that it takes to put on an event.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all the life force you just about have, let alone.
Yeah.
So first of all, because we put on seminars, we do several throughout the year, so we don't have quite that many people yet. However, the amount of energy it takes, and man, can you chiropractors just make it easy and freaking register?
Yeah, right.
We're like, make phone calls, tell you that your life is going to change over the week.
Yeah. And do it prior to 2 weeks out, like most of them do. It's like, come on, fellas. Yeah.
So, but to put in all that life force, there's a big purpose in there. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because what's that? Why?
Again, it's, like our tagline for the event is honoring the past, preserving the future. And I just really think we're at that constant tipping point with our profession until we're over that mountain and we have, that bigger influence or that bigger impact. And we need to constantly be dipped and grounded in who we are and where we came from. It's so easy. I was talking to Jill Lamar about this. I'm going to speak at Life Vision this coming weekend, or, a couple days. And I was like, man, it's like we've lost the core of who we are and what we do. Like all these ancillary things. I take supplements, I exercise, I meditate, I pray, I visualize, I move, but the adjustment is the why. The adjustment is the core. The adjustment is the principle. And it's great to apply and I'll do all the other stuff, but you have to have a strong principle in that subluxation, that compromising nervous system performance, health, and vitality, and correct that. And all that other stuff is just add-ons. And I think, our profession, we've gotten to where the add-ons are the primary and the adjustment is the secondary. And it's just, ChiroFest is, my goal is just to keep us grounded in who we are and trudging and taking that, carrying that flag up the mountain, it's, yeah.
Well, it's, it's a tremendous purpose, man. So, you've come, to watch your evolution and what you've done and the contribution you made to the profession over the years. And every year you're growing, you're on more and more stages, you're being invited everywhere. Your name you're well known all through the profession. And so, number one, hats off to you because it takes so much freaking life force energy, which we've already mentioned. So yeah, tell them a little bit about about ChiroFest and what's coming up and what they expect and how to get registered.
Man, so September 8th and 9th, beautiful Pacific Northwest. It is, I can almost guarantee, I'm not going to 100% guarantee, but I can almost guarantee the weather's going to be perfect. Vancouver, Washington, they fly into Portland, Oregon. So it's in my backyard. So they're right on the Columbia River. The hotel's literally on the river. Gorgeous setting, tons of restaurants, great family environment. Bring your kids, right? I again, chiropractic is a family affair. Bring your kids. This is an event where I don't want, just the dad coming or just the CAs and doc coming. Bring your entire crew. Come have fun. Celebrate who we are. Again, 22 speakers coming to empower you and your team to go back and play bigger for your community on Monday. Get excited. A ton of science, ton of art, and a ton of philosophy. We really want to keep that triune together. And man, we got big stuff coming. So they can go to chirofest.org and register. There's a team button, an individual doc button, a CA button, whatever. So it's good stuff.
Well, and what people don't realize is, you need the immersion experience.
Yep.
Always bring your team. We do seminars of people that don't bring their team don't get the same benefit. You bring your team, your whole team comes back fired up. And how many times, Paul, do you hear about people breaking records when they
my next week was my biggest ever.
I know. Bring your team and your
team
does the work for you.
Yep.
It's exactly. Like it's the best investment that you can make. I know when I was practicing, we go to coaching group, I was flying my team every other month.
Yep.
And that's when we grew the most, So bring your team.
you know, and you know this, you teach us, right? So your CAs see the patient twice as much as you. So if your CAs are on point, right, they're spot on, they're going to have a greater impact and influence on that patient following through and committing to care. So it's get your CAs and your team there, because they have, you know, as much or more influence than you with your practice members.
Well, the important thing is when you bring your team, they come back with more passion and fire and purpose than most chiropractors.
Yeah.
They will come back more fired up than the chiropractors that didn't go.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
100%.
That's the whole irony, right?
I know, right? It's nuts.
Invest in your team, man, and you'll grow.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I mean, you're doing so much. What's your vision from now into the future?
You know, I just, you know, that's up to God, man. I'm just going to keep doing what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing and serving the way I'm supposed to serve, and, you know, just keep moving forward. Won't look back. So I know, you know, I tugging on my heart that we'll have 1,000 this year. So hopefully that's what's supposed to happen, and we'll find out in 5 months. So
yeah, we will.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize in that immersion experience, you have one after another, after another, after another. It's like you're just taking in more energy, and you're just layering on that conviction one after another, where it's a continual step-by-step state change.
Yep. Constant. Elevating it. Elevate the state, man.
Awesome.
That's where it's at, because energy's everything. Got to be on.
Yeah, it is. Well, I know this is brief. I just wanted to, you know, number one, say hey, and just say that you're doing great things, and everybody needs to go. And, you know, just honor yourself, honor your team, and just interact with you, man, and just hang out with great leaders.
Yeah. You know, I would say that, not to interrupt you, bro, but I would say that's one thing that our event has is really a sense of community.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens at all seminars, but it's big, but yet it's intimate. And so it's, I don't know, it's just different than a lot of gigs you go to. So it's cool. So if you haven't been, you got to go. If you have been, get back there.
Well, and you see all the leaders, I've been to ChiroFest a bunch, they all hang out and they interact with everybody. So it's not like it's a guy on stage who's a celebrity and then he takes off. No, they're there and they hang out and they talk to people and get to interact and you know, get a piece of their consciousness.
Yep.
And a lot of times some of the greatest parts are the conversations outside.
After, right?
Afterward.
Yep. Have an adult drink afterwards, and that's exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff.
Hey, well, thanks for all you do, man. We'll keep this brief.
You.
And, you know, be excited and fired up about a great event coming up and all the things that you're doing.
Cool. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And keep charging, man.
All right, my friend.
Thanks, bud.